Well, I'm going to start this interview with Mr. Shakur Stevenson by blowing some big smoke up his backside to begin with. On Saturday night after your fight with Jamel Herring, I'd said it before the fight, but I said it afterwards as well. This could be the man headed for pound #1 in the next couple of years. And a couple of the older sage writers from America agree with me. What do you make of that, Mr. Stevenson?
I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that feel that way. It's a lot more that I got to prove. This just like the beginning, so I still got to stay focused.
Could you ever go Hollywood or not? Could it affect you with millions in the bank and you go all Hollywood on us?
Nah, not at all. I'm a family man. I come from a good family at the end of the day, and my mother told me well, and I don't see me changing. Like I am who I am, and I'm gonna be who I am forever. So at the end of the day, I'm still gonna stick with who I am as a man.
You're still a very young man, but you've already achieved so much in the boxing ring, a two-weight world champion. And then last Saturday night, and I stayed up till the early hours to watch it, it was riveting. Some of us have called it a spite clinic. Obviously, you and Jamel are back together as friends again now, but you're not friends when you go in the ring, and I think your attitude was absolutely right, because you're not friends till afterwards. And if you're going to have two fights, you're not friends until after the two fights. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It was poise, precision, perfection, southpaw versus southpaw. You saw gaps in the door that people don't normally see. Your pop was there. It was a fantastic performance from the outside. How did you feel on the inside?
Yeah, I felt like it was gonna be that. Like I watched his fights before I ended up fighting him. I watched his fights like the whole fight week, and being that I watched the fights the whole fight week, I kind of picked up on things that I seen that he didn't like, that he liked to do. I picked up on a lot of stuff, so I just went in the ring with that mindset. I went in the ring with the mindset that I'm a better fighter than he was, and I ended up proving it to him.
Did you feel that while you'd been working together in the gym as well, that you know, you are the young stud, he's the slightly older veteran Marine, all those things that you knew you had to, you said what you said all along. I know I've got the beating of you because I've seen things as well by being around each other. And that's what we all have our time, don't we? You don't know that yet, it's your time, but we all have our time. And then youngsters study us and they know that they can thread it better or whatever they're going to do.
Yeah, most definitely. I don't think it got anything to do with like in the gym. Even with the sparring, everybody say, "Oh, you think it got to do with like y'all sparred each other and you knew what?" I don't even remember our sparring. Like I don't remember nothing about our sparring. We sparred twice, so I don't remember any. I don't know what the sparring looked like. I don't have an image in my head of how it went. Like it was a long time ago, like 2017. I can't remember. So at the end of the day, I don't think it even got anything to do with that. I think it got a lot to do with the criticism for my last fight, me being motivated, and just him being a champion. This is my first time actually getting to fight somebody who's an actual champion who defended their belt so many times in the weight class. I got a chance to fight an actual champion, and it kind of motivated me. I knew that to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. You can't go in there and play around and have no close fights or take anybody lightly. And I know I had to go to him and beat him up.
So you're there at 126 to 130 now, 130 pounds. Do you fight Oscar Valdez, the WBC champion, which we all think is a fantastic matchup as well? I think he's under the top rank banner as well, so it's not a difficult fight to make. So unification in a second weight division, is that where you're headed? Or Archie Sharp is number 2, the British fighter. You've never fought a British fighter. You've got loads of fans over here. You know that they are massive boxing fans over here, and you've got loads of fans. Could you contemplate coming over here and fighting, say, an Archie Sharp? What's...
I have to be honest, like, when it comes down to, like, Archie Sharp, like, I feel like there's a lot of Great Britain fighters that's better than him. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people in England. What's the dude that went to the Olympics with me? He probably fight, like, 130. His name, like, what's his name? Nah, not Luke Campbell. Joe, it started with a
Joe
J.
Cordina. Joe Cordina. Joe Cordina,
Yeah,
the Welsh.
Cordina.
Yeah, yeah.
He's better than Archie Sharp. Like, it's literally like 4 or 5 fighters in England that I feel is better than Archie Sharp. Like, I feel like Archie Sharp is more so like a waste of my time. Like, I feel like with an Archie Sharp, I feel like he got to go prove himself. Like, he got to show something. He never fought nobody. He haven't been in one real fight yet. He fight taxi drivers and he's like barely getting by. Like he's getting by a little bit. Like I think he had like a majority decision with his sparring partner. And we got to be honest, like his sparring partner wasn't that good, but I think the sparring partner kind of beat him. Like I think he kind of edged it. But at the end of the day, I feel like with him, he just got to prove himself more before I even like start saying his name in any type of way about a real fight with him. But
Valdez.
we want the Valdez. We want the
Yeah.
Valdez route. We want that kind of route. We want to go unify the belts and we want the bigger fight. So that's what we're looking towards. But I would love to come over to England and fight a fight in England because I love the support system, the fans, the environment, everything with them is just great. Like the commentators, like we watch they commentating, like they actually know boxing. They pay attention to boxing, and I would love to actually come over there and fight.
Do you think it's definitely going to happen at some point then, yeah?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Once I get the
But
opportunity,
Cordina rises or someone else rises,
yeah,
it's going to.
yeah. Once I get the opportunity with the right fighter, it'll definitely happen. I got some good fighters over there. Like you said, Joe Cordina, he's a real solid fighter. I've been watching him since like we was both amateur with each other, and he was already good. Like I watched him, he was a good, solid fighter. Like don't get me wrong, I don't like think he could beat me or anything like that, but I think he's a good fighter.
I don't think you think anyone can beat you anyway. So,
Nah,
like, if you told me anything different, you wouldn't be Shakur Stevenson, for God's sake.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
then we're all quite excited about you stepping up to lightweight as well, to 135 pounds, where I think America could capture the world with that division. Like I always talk about you joining that division with Tio Lopez and Devin Haney and Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, Vasyl Lomachenko. I mean, God, that's so exciting. Like you could, the 6-7 of you could keep us entertained for like 5 years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. There's some big fights there, some great fighters there. I'm not in no rush though. At the end of the day, you gotta realize I just moved up to 130. I just fought for my first title here. I want a chance to actually be able to defend the belt, unify, actually fight in big fights at 130. Then we'll talk about the conversation of moving up. But them some great fights right there. Like all them fighters are good fighters. I just think that like I said before, I feel like I'm one of the best fighters out there, and I feel like in the long run, I'm gonna outlast everybody.
Can you go all the way to 140 and do what I call, because I'm old, light welterweight, which is now called super lightweight? Do you think you go all the way there eventually?
I think I'm gonna go to 147.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna get big. Like I feel like I said before, skills win fights, weight don't win fights. So I
I
feel
do
like
like that. Yeah.
skill wise, I can go up to 47 and fight the big fighters. Like I already sparred with Terrence Crawford. I've been in the ring and sparred with Boots Ennis last year. I sparred with Regis Prograis for this fight. Me and him did a good amount of rounds for this fight. So at the end of the day, I'm already could get in the ring with some of the best fighters in the world at the weight class with no problem. Why not want to shoot up to them weight classes later on in my career? We're not in a rush to get there now, but we got a long career ahead of us. We're still young, and we're going to get to a lot of them weight classes.
Regis probably told you about he done wrestling with alligators and all those things down in Louisiana, baby. He's a great character. I want to ask you.
Yeah, Regis is a cool dude too.
He's very cool.
Yep.
We had an amazing week with him when he fought Josh Taylor here.
Josh Taylor. Yeah.
They had a brilliant fight, didn't they? That was razor tight. He's an amazing guy, amazing man, Regis. Now, I haven't heard much talk about. I wanted to ask you, Shakur Shahid Stevenson, right?
Yeah.
You're 24 from Brick City, and I think Marvin Hagler was from Brick City originally as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was born. He was born
He
in
was born in Brick City, yeah, and his mum moved him because of the riots in the '60s. Like, you can imagine Marvin running from a riot. But that name's really interesting. You know, you mentioned at the beginning of the interview that mum set standards for you. You're from a really good family. I can see wherever you are, you've got someone that chooses a very good headstead on whatever bed or sofa you're sitting on right now, because that looks class.
Yeah, thank you.
But, tell me about growing up a little bit. I mean, you're a fighter. I've seen you. I've been around you. You carry yourself a certain way. Like, you always look ready, if you know what I mean. Have
Yeah.
you grown up in that way, Shakur?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like I'm from the trenches at the end of the day. Like we call it the trenches. I'm from the hood. We came up tough. We came up hard. It's regular stuff at the end of the day. But I feel like I know how to carry myself. I know how to switch it on and off at times, and I'm going to forever be who I am. But like I said, I'm doing this for like a certain reason. Like I know it's kids that come from where I come from that don't get to see certain things that I'm doing right now. Like they don't get to see like the part of life where outside of Newark and all that kind of stuff. So being that I'm doing it, it's like they get to see, and I come back and I come talking to schools and go speak to them and just doing that kind of stuff. That kind of motivate them and make them want more and want to be better.
They respond to you because you're a fighter, or if you're once a musician or a creative artist, they get you straight away, don't they? They get you.
Yeah, they get me for sure. And you gotta understand, I was dumb before. Like, just they see somebody that was in their shoes. Like they come from the trenches, and like we don't get to see outside of Newark. Like when I was a kid, boxing saved my life, to be honest with you. Like that's how I feel. Like when I was a kid, I didn't get to see nothing outside of Newark. I never got to see the world. I never got to see everything that was going on inside the world. I never got to see big old houses and all this stuff that's going on outside of Newark. Like I never got to see that until I got to travel when it came to boxing, go overseas and go to different states and all that kind of stuff, and got to see the world and got to see where I wanted to be in my life. And
meet
I think
culture. We're all within the boxing world. We're all meeting culture within each other all the time, aren't we? You know.
Yeah, most definitely. But like I said, it just get to see like a different part of the world, and with them kids, like they don't get to see that. So coming back and hearing it from me and telling them like it's more to life than just New Jersey, that takes a big role in their life. That makes them motivated and want to go do more. Like it's kids who really want to box now, or they probably want to take basketball serious or football serious and all that kind of stuff. And they probably lock in and do extra more just because they want to be where Shakur Stevenson is at or stuff like that. So, like I said, I had it hard, but I just want to give back to the kids. I want to help the kids out some.
When you describe it as the trenches, do you mean that you didn't? Did you struggle to not to eat, but were there struggles in what if you can just explain what you mean by the trenches?
Oh yeah, it's definitely struggles. I mean, it's the hood, so you gotta understand. It's definitely struggles, but when I say the trenches, it's like we don't get to see everything like everybody else get to see. Like we in the hood. We I was in a house project apartment with 2-3 rooms, and there's 9 of us. Like my mother got 9 kids. I'm the oldest. Like just stuff like that. And you don't have a lot of money. Like it's times where when it's Christmas time and other kids, you get to see them get gifts and stuff like that. And we skipping Christmas this year. Like our Christmas is going over our family house, go see their gifts, and they probably give us something, some of their gifts or something like that. But at the end of the day, like I came up hard, but at the end of the day, it made me who I am.
So when you go back for Christmas now to see mum and all the siblings, are you?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like now, it's a whole different story. I feel like my mother, we got 9 kids, so my kids, I mean, her kids still younger. So I still like I go crazy for them for Christmas. Like I try to do
Yeah.
my thing, try to make sure they get everything.
Forgive me for not knowing, but do you have any yet?
Oh yeah, I got a kid on the way.
Oh, congratulations. That's brilliant. Are we supposed to know this or no?
Oh yeah. I
We
already
do.
put it
We
out
know.
there.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. I got a daughter on the way. She
You've
should
got a
be here
daughter.
December 9th.
Amazing. Congratulations. That will change your life, I will tell you.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you.
and presumably, I think you're going to surprise me with this. What if your daughter wanted to box when she grows up?
Never.
Oh,
Never.
okay.
Even
Okay.
if I got like after I have my daughter, if my next kid is a boy, I don't want my son boxing. Like at the end of the day, I feel like it's a brutal sport. Like it's cool for me to do it because I know like what I can do. And
Mm.
like I said, I feel like where I came from is like I was hungry. Like I had to be hungry. Like I feel like if I have a kid, they're not gonna be born the same way. They're not gonna be born into the same way I was living, or they're not gonna be as hungry. They're gonna be able to get stuff, and I'm gonna be a good father at the end of the day. So they're gonna be able to have stuff that other kids don't got. So at the end of the day, it's like I wouldn't want them boxing. Like I don't feel like the hunger or the motivation going to be there as much as like it was for me.
Or if it is there, you'd like them to do music or
Yeah.
dance or
If it is
theatre
there, I
or
would definitely.
yeah,
I would rather them do a sport where they can't get hurt.
yeah.
Like I would rather them do like a basketball or even like I don't mind football or stuff like that. But I feel like when you box, I feel like it's like you could really die inside that ring. So I would never even want my kid to even take that kind of risk.
It always amazes me how the sons, sometimes Chris Eubank's son and Nigel Benn's sons are boxing. They don't need to. They never needed to. But sometimes they're trying to prove something to Pappy. So you never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Two more things. When do you expect to be out next? And do you expect it to be announced soon? And are you one of those guys that just has a little bit of time off and then you're back into the gym?
Actually, yeah, I'm one of those guys, and I expect to be back probably like March, April. But like I said, I'm one of them guys. Like I have a real problem with being outside of the gym. Like right now, I have to keep telling myself like, chill, don't go to the gym, relax, rest your body. You just had a hard training camp. But I really want to go to the gym. Like tonight, I'm gonna go to the gym, watch my little cousin spar or something. Like I have to be around boxing. Like
You're back
all
in
I do
Newark.
is
You're back in Newark, yeah?
I don't live in Newark. I live in Houston now. So
You're in Houston, so your cousin's down training down there as well. Okay,
yeah,
nice.
he training for the national tournament. His national tournament in December, I think. So he's getting ready. But I'm just saying, like with me, it's like I can't get away from the gym. Like I got to be around the gym.
So Evander might be in there tonight as well, yeah, because he's down in that gym sometimes as well, isn't he? Evander Holyfield?
Oh no, not at that
Not
gym.
anymore.
I'm at Jay Prince gym. I think Evander
Okay.
Holyfield. I thought he trained in Atlanta. I don't know.
No, he is. He is. No, I think he turns up in. Well, he turns up in all kinds of gyms. But I knew there was a time when Regis was training there. I think the gym you mentioned, and Evander was
Yeah,
there. It might be.
Regis.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Regis for sure.
And just this last thing. What was the day, if you can remember it, that you went to the gym? You say like it saved you. Can you remember the day you went to the gym or you were encouraged to the gym and it changed you? And I'd like to know your mama's name because I'd like to speak to her when she's ringside one day. And is there one piece of advice that you remember from her that you've never forgotten?
Okay, I remember the first day I went to the gym. I was 5 years old. It was in Newark, New
Wow.
Jersey. It's a gym called First Class. And I was a kid though. I was tiny. And I went into the gym with my grandfather, and it was like people in there. I seen somebody in there sparring. I seen somebody hitting a double in. I seen a lot of people in there on a punching bag. Seen people in there jumping rope. And I was looking around, and it was like the coolest thing in the world to me because it's like they were boxers. Like I don't know what made it so cool to me. Like it was just so cool. Like I done seen football, I done seen basketball. You normally see that, but Like you don't normally see boxing. Like a lot of people don't know about boxing. So when I went inside the gym, it was amazing. Like I just looked and I went and asked my grandfather, can I have some gloves and can I get in the ring? And he wouldn't let me. So after that, every single day that he went to the gym, I started just going with him. And once I started going with him, probably when I was like 7 years old, he finally let me get in the ring and spar. 8, I finally had my first fight. And from there, it was just over. I just love the sport of boxing. Mm-hmm. And my mother name is Malika. And one piece of advice that my mother told me, I don't know, she told me so many things. Like I don't know, like I can't really give you one piece, but I know she told me a lot of things and she helped me get through a lot of stuff. So I appreciate my mother.
One thing though, that you hear her voice sometimes, if you like, I bet you do, and I bet you pass it on.
Yeah.
Is it to be yourself? I'm sure she told you to be yourself, you know.
Yeah, she told me to be myself, but at the end of the day, like I said, me and my mother, we talk about like a lot of deep stuff, so I can't really
I'll catch you next time. Next time we talk about it, I'll get a couple of those sayings off you when we're live somewhere with you, or when we get you on the radio live or whatever, whenever it is.
Okay, that's all good.
Well, it was great to speak to you.
Yeah, nice speaking with you too.
Thanks very much for your time, and hopefully the fight gets announced for March, April, and we get to see the unification with Oscar Valdez.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Great to speak to you. Thanks for your time, Shakur.
All right.
Take care. See ya.
You too.
Thanks.